Hey houseplant friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to give you a greenhouse update. We haven't done one of these in probably a little over a month, maybe just exactly a month, but a little over. Some of these plants do need to be watered, so you might see them like tipping over a little bit, but they're totally fine. This guy sticks straight up when he's been watered and he tips over when he hasn't. They're okay. We have some good news and some bad news, and we're gonna talk about everything. I do have a Patreon if you guys want to support me a little bit more during these hard times. This is the first link in the description, or patreon.com/plantmeashley. One of the biggest things we have to talk about is my struggling Albo Monstera leaf has unfurled and hardened. He's doing very nicely, if you can see, hopefully you can. I love him. I absolutely love this plant. The leaf unfurled amazingly, so I'm very pleased with this one. It is time for me to water my plants, by the way. I know I mentioned that, but they're gonna look a little droopy. I'm watering them today. My Forgetii is struggling. I have had a hard time keeping the humidity up. Plus he fell, so he took a bit of a fall. So a couple of his petioles are kind of like broken. I'm using a fork to keep this one up, to keep this beautiful leaf alive. But we are getting a brand new Forgetii leaf right there. I am going to be transferring my Anthurium into husky mix and a moss, like moss to keep them upright because they tip over a lot. My Anthurium crystallinum is vibing. We don't have any new news, but he's doing very good. Very easy to take care of. So if you're looking for an Anthurium that is easy to take care of, Anthurium crystallinum. My Ace of Spades needs to be watered. Other than that, it's chilling. This is my Begonia tiger kitten, I think. And almost all of the red on these leaves has disappeared. And it's pretty much just, or sorry, not red, golds. All the golds kind of disappearing on the newer leaves. I don't know if it's because it's not getting enough light, because honestly, the plants in here don't get too much light, though they do get very good heat and humidity, which is why they grow so fast. But, oh my God, check this out. We have this is a Alocasia silver dragon. And we have a leaf. We have a leaf. We did it. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other starts coming out of the bulb. And this bigger one right here. So hopefully you can see how beautiful that is. And then this is a ceramic pot that was gifted to me by one of my subscribers. She owns a pottery brand called Maria Pokey Ceramics. And I cannot believe it. I cannot believe I have an Alocasia silver dragon baby. He's so little. Look at that. That is so incredible. Couple new, again, remember these plants need to be watered. We got a couple new pink princess leaves that are coming in right now. I don't think anything too significant is happening. One of the leaves came in without any pink on it. This one, burgundy leaf. This one came in really nicely right here. This one. And this one also just came in too. And it's already putting out a new leaf, so. Here's my other pink princess. It is the second leaf in a row with minimal pink, but this entire plant doesn't really have a lot of pink happenings. This one I burned. I kept this plant too close to a lamp and it burned, so not making the same mistake again. White princess, which just put out this new leaf. Check that out. It's got really nice white on it. It's a little less than the last couple leaves, but... And then here's the leaf. I don't think you guys saw this one. This is the leaf that came out before. So it looked really good. Down here, we have something sad. So this was one of my Monstera Albo. I got this in a trade. Plant showed up looking less than great, and it was a baby. After a couple weeks, I noticed it had thrips, but they said they didn't know, so of course, like maybe they didn't, but it had really bad thrips, and I was terrified because it was in this area, so I had to check and make sure nothing else had gotten thrips. Nothing else did. We were okay. I have to throw that away. Then in good news, my Anthurium pendulifolium, there we go, put out its first new leaf in my custody. I bought this from R.E.M. Botanicals, oh geez, maybe last June, and I just was not taking the best care of it because I didn't really understand Anthurium. As you can see, even this leaf right here got a little damaged. just because I didn't know what I was doing. This was the first Anthurium I ever owned next to my Ploumanii, and we have a new leaf. So I feel like a successful parent. Feel like I did something right, and it looks really cute when it comes in new. I think the next biggest one is my Amphioxus is crushing it. So we have 2 new Amphioxus plants. This one up here is putting out a lot of leaves. It's doing really good. It's doing super good, and the leaves are coming in really small, but they are immature. But the cool thing is that when the leaves are immature, they come in with silver dots instead of pink dots. And the leaves now on both of these small plants are starting to have red dots. See if you can't see those ones right there. Some of you might know that my very original Begonia maculata whitei died, and so I repotted it and I tried to save it, and I did. So since being in the greenhouse, this guy has thrown out 2 hands, and he looks really good, super cute. Oh, my cat is sleeping on the bed. These are what immature Begonia maculata leaves look like. I think they're really cute. Here's something weird that happened. My Adansonii got a bacteria or a fungus or something, and it's just like all over the leaves. It doesn't have any issues. It just started to almost looks like it's rusting, which sucks because it's such a beautiful plant, but I don't know what would cause this. I've never seen it on plants before, so I don't know if it got too much humidity or if it wasn't getting enough, but it makes me sad because this is like such a beautiful vine. I got this on my birthday in Salt Lake City. My Alocasia Kibriya, let's do an update. This guy is thriving. He has 3 beautiful leaves now. None of them are rotting. I know that we are aware that one of my Alocasia Kibriya leaves started to rot and then it had to get cut off. But since then, we have 3 beautiful leaves on this Alocasia, and it's doing really good. So it's honestly all I could ask for. It has been an emotional roller coaster. I also bought this at RM Botanicals the same exact time I actually bought my pendulifolium. It has always been this size, but this is one of my oldest plants. It was my first expensive plant. This cost me $90. It had 5 leaves when I got it. This is my Anthurium wendlingeri, who is putting out a new leaf right now, but we lost an old one. So this is the new leaf. As you can see, it's growing towards the light. It's funky. It's really funky, isn't it? The plant is doing pretty good. I'm about to repot this in Husky Mix and again line it with some sphagnum to keep it happy, and I'll probably put it in a terracotta pot instead of a cement pot. I don't know why it lost that leaf. It doesn't have any root rot. Everything looks like really solid. The plant doesn't come up when I lift on it, so I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I'm excited that we get a new leaf because I've had this plant for a hot second and I didn't know if I was ever gonna get it to put out a new leaf. Did I just call this a wendlingeri? This is a Vitarifolium. I'm sorry. This is not a wendlingeri. I wish. More sad news, I guess, is this Monstera Albo started to brown, and I don't know why. Lucky for me, it is hard browning, not soft browning. It is browning. It did put out a new leaf, by the way. We have a new leaf right here. But yes, it did start to brown, which is extremely frustrating. Sometimes it just happens with albos and there's nothing you can really do. I was hoping that I had gotten it down, but Monstera deliciosa seems to be a lot more tricky than Monstera borsigiana, which again is probably why Monstera borsigiana is so popular. We did get a new leaf though, so as long as the new leaf hardens off and doesn't brown, I will be happy. This is Begonia burkillii. I took a couple of cuttings of this from my Etsy shop because a lot of you really were interested in this begonia, and I was like, well, I don't need all these leaves. Plus, I took off 2 leaves. It is in beautiful shape, and I just love how it reflects the light so much. So this begonia is doing really good as well. My El Choco Red is also doing very good. It's got its full leaf out now. The undersides of the leaf aren't super red yet, but I think hopefully that they will get there. Of course, this is the first leaf it's put out, but I'm also going to pot this up soon. I'm filming a repot with me, I think tomorrow, either tomorrow or the next day, but very soon I'll be repotting a bunch of these. This is my success child. This is a Syngonium wendlandii, and it's finally now just lost its first leaf. So this is the only Syngonium ever I have gotten to put out more than 2 leaves at the same time. Normally it'll put out 3, well, my other Syngonium will put out 3 leaves. As soon as it tries to put out a 4th, the oldest one dies. And this plant right here is about to put out its 5th leaf. and we only just lost one leaf just now. And there's a new growth point coming in on the other stick. So I think we're doing good. It likes to lean. It's the light that it's getting is coming from right here, so. All right, this is incredible, okay? So this is my Philodendron Varicose, and arguably the fastest growing plant I have ever had. I have only had this plant in my care for a couple weeks. It hasn't been too long. It is just literally growing like crazy. When I first got it, I cut it back down to only this leaf and this leaf. Since then, it's put out this leaf, this leaf, this leaf, and it's unfurling this one as we speak. It loves this terracotta pot. I have it basically in orchid bark, I think only just orchid bark, and it's loving it. And on top of that, it is so beautiful. The leaves just look amazing. I love this varicosum more than life itself. This plant is getting potted up, I believe this week. This is my Burl Marks Fantasy. It has just finished growing in its newest leaf, and I'm really happy with it. It's doing great. It's got a very substantial rooting system happening in the water, so. Right, oh boy. Okay, here we have my Melanochrysum. This plant is doing very, very nicely. It is very big, as you can see. And I'm about to chop it up to propagate for my Etsy shop. Just a little bit. I'll probably only cut down to here, right here. So there'll be 4, hopefully, the coronavirus ever goes away. It's one of the faster growing philodendrons I have in my collection by far. And I need to give it something to climb really badly, so. Yeah, here's a kind of close-up. Something else that's pretty fun are the 2 billy ties I propagated plants from for my Etsy shop have already grown their growth points back and are putting out new leaves. Here is one of them, right there. And here's the other one. This plant I cut down completely. I wanted to see if it would grow back from nothing, and it did. There's our new growth point. So billy tie are pretty easy. If you guys want more rare philodendrons and you are okay with spending the money, billy tie clearly are resilient. So yeah, this is my personal plant, by the way. My Monstera borzigiana Albo, who put out a new leaf. It doesn't have too much white on it, but it is fenestrated, which is a step in the right direction. It doesn't have too much light, I think, because I didn't give it enough light. It's my fault. So in my care now, this plant has put out this leaf right here and this leaf right here. And I do think, this is new, I do think that once the leaf hardens, this will be a minty color, but I love it. It makes me really happy every single day that I chose to invest in a plant that I knew would make me as happy as something like this. I love it. I also need to give this guy something to climb and also better lighting. If there are plants that you didn't see that you have seen in here before, they are either being propagated right now. Like I do have my Squamiferum still, but that one is recovering from being propagated. My Syngonium albums are still in here. I have my Anthurium bakerii, my Edmopoenses, but they're not doing anything, so there's really nothing to update you on. So yeah, I think that brings us to the end of this video. I will say I've been finding it hard lately to be motivated to take care of my plants in here. I've really honestly been more into more common houseplants. I don't know why, because I have all these beautiful plants I've spent so much money on, but I just am loving the plants that I can buy and have out in my house and enjoy without having to worry about them. I'm still going to obviously love and take care of these plants, but I don't know that I will be investing in any more very rare species. Maybe some Anthurium. There's some Anthurium I'd love to own, and a couple Philodendron. I really want to be able to enjoy seeing my plants out in my house. And a lot of you are like, what's the point of having the plants if you can't even enjoy them? And I'm starting to kind of come to that spot. I think that the first year of being into houseplants, people are more likely to be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna collect what's rare, I wanna get all this stuff. But now that it's been over a year, of collecting houseplants, I'm starting to realize that the plants that I want the most are the plants that I see the most, and I'm finding joy in the plants that are readily available just at my local grocery store. And I think it's just because I'm getting over the whole rare hype. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and to tweet me at PlantWithMeAshley. I do have a Patreon if you want to check that out. It's the first link in the description, and it helps me out in these more hard times. If you have any questions or video requests, please leave them in the comment section down below, and let me know what you think of my more rare plants. Do you guys like them? I think I'm enjoying my Albo the most. I'm upset that my other one's browning. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next houseplant section. Bye.